Okay, this is lesson 1-3, GCF and LCM word problems. Our essential question of the day is, how can I utilize what I know about factors and multiples to solve real-world problems? Our first question is, how do I know what information in this scenario to use? All of the word problems in this unit will either be GCF or LCM. So you're either going to be working on finding the common factor or listing out multiples and finding a common multiple. Okay, our next question is asking, how do I know if I'm looking for LCM or GCF? So we're going to go ahead and create a T-table, and I'm going to give you a list of keywords to help you easily identify which strategy you're going to be using. If the word problem mentions anything about repetition or a cycle repeating, then you know you're using LCM. Also, anything that talks about happening at the same time or the keyword again. And obviously, if you see smallest or least in the word problem, you'll be looking for LCM. You'll recall that GCF stands for greatest common factors. And remember, a factor is when we're dealing with division. So the keywords we're looking for are all going to deal with grouping things, splitting things. They'll talk about dividing things equally, sharing. You might see the keyword no leftovers or goes in evenly. And of course, the words greatest or largest. Okay, so let's move over to the notes section, and here I'm going to give you a couple word problems and see if you can identify which method we're going to use. So in this first word problem, it says Shakira is baking cookies to put in packages for a fundraiser. Shakira has made 86 chocolate chip cookies and 42 sugar cookies. Shakira wants to create identical packages of cookies to sell. She must use all of the cookies. What is the greatest number of identical packages that Shakira can make? I highlighted two keywords that I noted in this problem. I noted that she wants to use all of the cookies, which means we want something with no remainder. And then I also noted greatest. So these two keywords are telling me that I should be looking for GCF. So I've gone ahead and made my two F's because I'm going to find the factors. And I'm going to start with 42 because that was one of our hints from the last lesson, was to start with the lowest number and then move over to 86. And I am looking for the factor that they both have in common. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here and let you try to figure this out on your own. All right, this was kind of a strange problem, but turns out there would be two even packages. So there'd be 21 of one type of cookie and 43 of another type of cookie, and he could only make two packages. For this next word problem, I want you to determine if it's GCF or LCM and which keywords you are using to identify it with. All right, so my keyword here is the word again, which is telling me that I am using LCM. So again, a reminder, LCM stands for least common multiples. So we're going to be writing down our multiples of 6, 4, and 16. And if you recall, the hint in our previous lesson was start with our largest number. So you want to start with 16 and list out the multiples of 16. So 16, 32, and 48. And then I feel like that should be enough. And then let's go ahead and do the multiples of 6, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, and 48. I see something in common, so I'm going to stop. And then I'm going to list out the multiples of 4. And I'm looking for something in common. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. And we're going to keep going until we hit 48, because I know 48 is a multiple of 4. So my least common multiple that they all share in common is 48. So that means in 48 days, she's going to get to run, swim, and cycle again. We'll practice more of these in class and give you guys more of an opportunity to work on these. So at this point, I'm going to have you go ahead and do the summary, answer your essential question, or if you have any other questions or things you don't understand, feel free to list it here. Have a great day. I'll see you guys in class.